So today's video is for people who want to know if they can still come to Canada to study despite the fact that you dropped out of school in the past, university or college, right? So I'm not going to make this video too long. I'm just going to try to, get straight to the point as quickly as possible. This is more of like a problem solution type of video. Okay, so now you dropped out of school in the past 5 years, 10 years ago for whatever reason, and now you want to come to Canada to study. You don't know if you'll be able to get admitted to any Canadian school because of the fact that you've been out of school for a very long time. The last education you had was high school. So now you want to know, okay, I want to go back to school. I want to get some higher degree. Is it possible for me to do that? So now, most important thing that we need to establish here is what you've been doing within the time frame that you dropped out of school. So you dropped out of school 5-10 years ago. What have you been doing all this while? Right? Now, some people, for example, dropped out of school because they were in school at that time and then they were trying to run a business at the same time. That kind of business probably kind of took their time more and they weren't concentrating on their study, and then they decided to pull out of school to face the business, to kind of grow the business because probably it was yielding for them. So they made that choice, pulled out of school, faced the business, and now 10 years down the road, 5 to 10 years down the road, you now want to, go back to school, get some higher, education, and get some higher degree, maybe for some kind of satisfaction or as a backing for the experience that you have or you've acquired over the years. So in that situation, it's very possible for you to be able to come to Canada to study. But first of all, before you are able to get the admission, you need to satisfy some certain requirements. We know the colleges and universities require that you have your bachelor's degree to be able to do a master's program. And then for the bachelor's programs, you need to be like a recent graduate from high school to be able to get admission. But if you've been out of school for a very long time, if you graduated from high school 10 years ago, and then now you're coming after 10 years to now apply for a bachelor's program, they're going to start wondering, like, why are you doing it now? Like, what's your motive? What's your reason for wanting to do a bachelor's program now? What happened? Why haven't you done it all this while? So that is the perfect opportunity for you to present to them the reason why you haven't found time to do your bachelor's program. And that's obviously because you've been running a business. Now, that comes in handy in helping you secure an admission because that way they know, okay, so this person has not been idle all these years. They've been actually gaining some kind of experience somewhere, doing something. And now they're wanting to do some kind of study, get some kind of certification to back the experience that they've had in the past. So it's very much possible, even as a university dropout, even as a college dropout, you can still come to Canada to study. But you need to be able to prove to the schools what you've been doing all this while, which is the reason why you've been out of school. You haven't done any higher studies after high school. And then also the second set of people that you need to prove this to is the immigration officer, who's going to be handling your case when you apply for your study permit. The immigration officer needs to know what you've been doing all this while, and that is your justification for staying out of school for that long, right? And then also, when you apply for your visa, you need to make sure that whatever program that you're wanting to apply for at whatever college or university, that it has to be in line with the experience that you've had in the past. Whatever business that you now still have or that you ran in the past, you need to make sure that the study that you want to do now is in line with whatever experience that you've had in the past. That way it makes sense why you're wanting to study. You can't be maybe a business owner, you've been running a business for 10 years, and then all of a sudden you wake up and say you want to go study psychology, or maybe you want to go study some program that is out of line from the experience that you have. It doesn't make sense. You're going to get a straight rejection, right? So you need to make sure that whatever program that you're wanting to study is in line with the experience that you've had in the past. That way it makes sense to the visa officer why you're wanting to study. It makes sense to the school why you're seeking to study. That way you can be able to come down to Canada and then, do your study. I mean, you need to satisfy all the other requirements as well, visa requirements, other application requirements, admission requirements as well, for you to be able to come down. So, but basically, just to let you know, if you dropped out of school in the past, say 5-10 years ago, and you're wanting to study in Canada, it's very much possible. You need to show proof of what you've been doing all that time that you were out of school, from high school to the present time that you're wanting to apply for the program. You need to show what you've been doing all that while as the reason why you've been out of school. Okay, and then your reason needs to be in line with whatever business you've been doing in the past, whatever it is that you've been doing all that time. Your program of study needs to be in line with the experience that you've had in the past, or what you were doing in the past. Okay, so basically that's just what I wanted to put out there. It's just, this is just a very short video. Like I said, it's a problem solution type of video. Some people are a little bit confused. They have businesses, they've been running the businesses for some time now. They don't have a bachelor's certification, a higher certification apart from their high school certification, and they really want it, right? That should not stop you from applying to study abroad, that if that's what you really desire to do. It shouldn't stop you from acquiring higher knowledge. You can actually do that, but it's just that you need to satisfy certain conditions to come down to Canada to do the study. All right, so I hope that this helps someone out there. Okay, just remember, even if you dropped out of school, you can still come to Canada to study. Just make sure that you satisfy certain requirements, especially the requirements that I just spoke of in this video. This is going to be it. And if there's an issue that you think I need to tackle, or you need me to speak about, put it in the comment section and I'll just make a video about it and let you know what you need to do. Okay, I'll speak to you on the next video. Take care and bye-bye.